Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Dayana and I am on a mission to explore the world and share it with you. Today we're going to talk about Ho Chi Minh City and my opinion about it. I know everyone is going to have an opinion, this is normal and it's okay, but here's mine. So Ho Chi Minh is such a big city. It's massive. There are so many motorbikes that you can't even imagine. And it turns out that some people even have 2, 3, or 4 bikes depending on what they do during the day. So they have one family bike, they have one to go to work, and one to chill with friends and like show off. I mean, how many bikes do you actually need? But anyways, so my precaution number one, or better yet, let's say tip number one, be careful how you cross the street. Now, you've seen those videos with so much traffic going on and they're just people walking by the bikes. Yes, unfortunately, this is how you're going to have to cross the streets because no one is going to stop. The best thing you can do is just start walking ahead, slowly but firmly. Don't stop, don't go back, don't make any unnecessary movements or go in a new direction all of a sudden. Be predictable. Being predictable is going to save your life. So just start walking and you'll get to the end of the road. Tip number 2, be careful with the rat situation. Now, I don't know if someone has already said this over the internet or not, YouTube, TikTok, something, but there were so many rats. There was literally this one park where for 5 minutes we saw like 20 rats all in the same park. So there's so much trash that, you know, it would be weird if there weren't any rats. And when I'm saying rats, don't imagine like Ratatouille, this cute little rat in a hat or something. I'm talking about a rat as big as a hat, okay? Or maybe bigger. Careful when you walk, especially around parks, because that's where they seem to be mostly situated. Be careful. They are more afraid of you than you are of them. Be a little bit precautious. Tip number 3. Now, Ho Chi Minh is, as I said, a really big city, and as all big cities, they have really, really tall buildings. And so when you go on a rooftop bar, the view is absolutely incredible. So make sure you pick a rooftop bar so you can just chill, relax, and have a drink. It's gonna be a nice time for you. Tip number 4, go to the tunnel, the Kuchi tunnel. Kuchi, yeah. We had a really nice guide. She explained a lot and it was very, very interesting and useful, like a very useful information. What she told us and how they used to live underground, which was fascinating information. I really enjoyed this tour and I really recommend it. Tip number 5. Is it 5? I think it's 5. So if you're going to Benta Market, just know if you have a face that's not Asian, you're gonna be scammed a lot. So bargain and bargain. I got these super sweet little forks and spoons for dessert, and they were made out of seashells. And they asked so much money for them. And I was like, no, I'm not buying that. That's too expensive. She was like, okay, come on. I'm gonna give you a price, At the end, I ended up paying for them like €5, I think, maybe 10. No, I don't know. Just know that you're going to be scammed for a lot more money cost. But you can definitely bargain that one out. So just make sure to know how much the price is. Vietnam is a very, very cheap country, and I know and I do understand that you should charge tourists more because we can afford more, obviously, than the locals, but overcharging by like 600% is too much. So that was my tip. Always bargain. Always bargain. Now, I'm only recommending this because, to be fair, I was really disappointed by Vietnamese food. It wasn't in my taste, but I love Indian food and I'm recommending this if you want to have some Indian food or any other food. There's this night market, it's called, hold on, Bin Main Street Food. That's what the market is called. There's one stall with Indian food. That's all we tried. I cannot speak for the rest, but the Indian food was amazing. It was incredible. It was so delicious. Go ahead, eat some. You're gonna like it. And my last and final tip, be careful with the heat. Ho Chi Minh City could be so hot. The last 2 days that we stayed there, it was 38 degrees Celsius. That's too much. That's way too much. I felt like I was going to melt on the streets. It was insane. So always be careful, always carry water, stay under the shadows. Just be careful so you don't faint in the middle of the street, because you don't want that, especially with all the rats. Overall, my opinion of Ho Chi Minh is that it's not my city. It's too crowded, too noisy, too dirty, and I just don't like it. I preferred a lot more the other cities that I've found. Honestly, if you don't have enough time for Vietnam and you want to pack the best and make the best out of a small portion of time that you have to spend there, don't put Ho Chi Minh City on your list, because it's not worth the time. You're better off staying in another place, in another town, doing something else. I would rate Ho Chi Minh City out of a scale of 0 to 10, I'd give it a 4. This was all for today. Thank you all so much for joining. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!